What's up, people, and welcome to a not Tim Pool video, because I said I wasn't going to do another video about Tim Pool, and I meant it. I'm not going to. But I didn't say I wouldn't do one about his co-hosts. And it looks like Ian has put out a response to this whole, for lack of a better word, mess that Tim is in. I haven't watched this yet. I know everybody and their mom is covering the Tim Pool drama, which is supposedly over. Oh, see, I'm using air quotes. But it's... I said everything I had to say about it. I'm not going to keep grifting, as much as I hate that word, off of what's going on. Tim apologized for like 3 minutes. And in my opinion, I will say this, it was weak. It was short, weak, and it felt like damage control. That's all I'm going to say. And he didn't even do it on YouTube. He did it on Timcast at the very end of his Project Veritas video, and it lasted all of like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. And it was basically, Jeremy, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't want to fight anymore. Okay, it's over. But it wasn't all... No, now we're getting back into it. We're not going to do that. I'm here because I wanted to see Ian's response to this. I know everybody's covering it. I haven't watched it yet, so everything that I do here is my first time seeing it. So I have no idea what he's going to say. And hopefully we get some more insight into this thing.
Hi.
Hi.
You gotta understand something about me. I used to be a drama major in college. I'm not
What is this
seeking
audio?
drama, because drama will find you if you keep doing what you love and are public about it. I think it's inevitable. You don't have to create it or find it. It will just find you. And
well, I mean, that's true. He's got a
there's
point.
a video going around of me and Eliza rolling around on the couch, snuggling and hanging out with Adam Krigler and Nishra Allman, and partying all night. That was fun. So
that's not a good
Eliza,
look, honestly.
what's happening? I don't like talking about people when they're not around. Adam, Nishra, love you guys.
That's not a good video. It really isn't. It sort of puts the whole relationship that that Eliza Bleu has with the Timcast staff and former staff, as far as all of them hanging out and being all buddy-buddy, and this was supposedly like 2 years ago. It's not a good look.
So I'll try and explain the situation, but I'm not going to talk about people. I'd like to talk directly to you if you're listening. It's a weird, social media is weird because in one way I have this belief that if you're making a TV show, don't let the audience make you change the way you do the show. Don't let the audience's feedback and criticism alter the show. That's pathetic. You want to create the show the way you want it. Let the audience.
That's what Tim said. He just put it nicer. And in a way, he's right. But at the same time, your audience is what makes you. Your audience is your moneymaker. So why wouldn't you just say, all right, everybody's asking me for this. Here you go. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes tops. And then just be done with it. Keep everybody happy.
Criticize it that way.
Keep getting money.
That's generally a pretty good rule when making TV. Social media, this isn't. It's different than TV because it's interactive.
No, it's not.
And it's not just like I'm making a piece of art that's behind a glass wall and you're on the other end of the fantasy. It's like real life. Like Eliza is a real person. Eliza Bleu. Hey, Eliza, what's happening?
So
you're
are
a real
you.
Person. And
so is
Brittany
Tim Pool.
Venti, you're a real person, man. This is a real situation. And if Twitter, I'm someone I think I don't want to be in a position to feel like I should be talking about this stuff. But because of what I'm doing with my life, censorship, dealing with censorship, co-founding Minds, focusing on Twitter on the IRL show with Tim and Hannah, everybody, Hannah Claire, all the...
Okay, focusing on Twitter on IRL like Tim. This whole thing was about people getting banned and censored for no reason. And he didn't want to talk about it. So, there's no, what's the word that they use? AstroTurfing this or whatever. That was the whole point. That's all people wanted to know about.
all the cool hosts and people that come by. I feel like I have a responsibility.
And I feel like I should say, sorry, I know I keep pausing, but I kind of have to in order to make this a critical video. Ian as a host, I really didn't like him as a co-host. I think he has these weird tangents that he goes off on about completely unrelated stuff. He seems like a nice guy. You know, it seems like he wants to kind of get along with everybody. But, you know, his interjections are kind of pointless 9 times out of 10. But nothing against the guy. I genuinely am interested in what he has to say. I mean, even in the title of his video, he brings up Brittany Venti and Eliza Bleu and Twitter. The 3 things that Tim wouldn't even talk about.
Need to talk about censorship if it happens unjustly.
Which it did and does.
And it's a sacrifice because it does distract me from what I'm working on and doing. But I want to mention this because Brittany, you, I watched a video that you were explaining what happened. You got your Twitter account banned. And apparently it was because you
still
posted a link to a video on YouTube that was public. And
6 years
I went
ago,
through
that
your video
came out.
and looked up some data to find out exactly what's happening. I got some screenshots I want to pull up. This is one, the original reason for Brittany's first Twitter ban.
He lost it.
Come on. There we go. After she posted a link to that YouTube video, she got...
As everybody knows, this whole strike, or the reason people were getting struck on YouTube, people getting banned off of Twitter, is that part right there. Privately produced and distributed intimate media of someone without their express consent. That video was public and had been public for 6 years under World Star Hip Hop's whatever. It was there. The problem was people forgot about it. And then once you have people with a semi-sizable audience bringing it back up, especially to Eliza Bleu, who's trying to project this image of whatever, it caused waves, because now you have to explain yourself for something that you may regret having done in the past. But it doesn't, just because you regret something, it doesn't give you the right to go around saying, hey, you can't do that, you know, get these people out of here. That it doesn't work that way. People are still going to talk about it. It still exists. Even now, you can still go and find that video.
Got a strike for violating rules against posting or sharing privately produced or distributed intimate media. And then, so her argument is, no, I posted a link to a public YouTube video. It was not private.
True.
It was publicly produced.
True.
Or distributed. It was publicly distributed intimate
And she got
media.
paid for it.
And she got banned for posting privately distributed intimate media, which
completely
I think
false.
is a misuse of Twitter admins. Now, you guys, I'm going to
There
keep
you
you
go.
to task on this.
Good
If
job,
you banned
Ian.
her account for sharing private intimate media and she had posted public intimate media, it's not on her. It's on the system that allowed that to exist, and you removed that ban from her account now.
Good job.
You acknowledge
Thank you.
that you made a mistake.
Yes. Now tell your co-host
Coming
that.
at this from just what I've seen, and I don't have all the data, but that is the righteous thing to do, because she posted a link to a public video and got banned for privately
And it begs
produced
the question of
intimate media.
why
Private-
did that strike happen? And why is it still there? Why is the account still locked? This is all information that we know. Why is it still locked? And that goes back to contacts that Eliza Bleu has made, contacts that Eliza Bleu has within Tim's sphere. And, you know, the whole thing is weird. I think the only reason the quartering got reinstated was because he finally backed down and deleted the tweet or whatever. I have to give Brittany Venti some kudos here for not doing that, because it doesn't make any sense. It's just it's wrong.
privately produced. I understand. Why is that happening again?
Because you don't know
I
how to
understand
use
it's
a computer?
sensitive,
I don't, maybe.
But it's public. It was public at the time of posting.
True.
Then she posted another. It was like 2 tweets about it with links to Eliza. Now, Brittany, obviously there's like, I think because it's happening in text, it's coming off as a form of agitation. But for you, you have genuine questions. That's the miscommunication here.
But it's going to be agitation if it's in regards to somebody else, especially if that somebody doesn't like whatever it is that you're pointing out. There's no avoiding that. You know, people have been calling me out in my videos for the past 2-3 days, but I answer. If it's something I agree with, I'll tell you, you know what, you're right. If it's something I don't agree with, I'll probably still say you're right, even though I don't agree with it. Just because, you know.
Text, it's very hard to read your genuine. I mean, from what you're saying in your video, you're genuinely concerned about, you know, trafficking and what it means to be trafficked and making sexual art, but still, like, you know, where does the line blend of doing both? And I think you make some great points in your video about the porn industry and having like ads for and all that stuff. It's great points, but when it gets done in text, the meaning is lost. It sounds very robotic. And even if you're assuming that someone's hateful and you're reading their text, you might put hateful thoughts onto that and be like, God, they're so hateful, when their intention was to.
Okay, that's true. It is very hard to misread things across text. Hell, it happens to me and my wife all the time. There's no nuance behind text. Now, you turn around and you start speaking about that thing. That's a different story, because people can tell in your tone of voice and, you know, the way you look, your mannerisms. Then you have a better idea of what the issue is. Now, you could say that Brittany Venti attacks Eliza Bleu in her videos. That's a fair assessment. But in something like what Ian is showing on the screen there, it's very innocuous. You know, you could read that and just be like, okay, it's just a question. So
totally pure. So the miscommunication potential, I think, is one of the main reasons for this.
There was no way to miscommunicate
from Twitter is what I'm looking at. You guys, unban the freaking account. This is ridiculous at this point.
Here.
The tweet.
Good man.
It's going to link to it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he lost it again.
3 times in a row. It's the links at this point are going to lead. If World Star Hip Hop, the people that posted those sensitive videos, took them down, those links will be broken anyway. So you can put those back up. If they haven't taken them down, then it's publicly sourced sensitive content and is allowed to be posted on Twitter.
They didn't take them down. They got struck. The same way that everybody else did. And I think there's even a screenshot floating around of somebody from World Star saying, no, we paid her for this video. We own it. It's ours. You know.
You want to change your terms of service, change your terms of service and send those out to the users and highlight those changes so that we know what the situation is. But right now, unless they're privately producing that stuff and sending it in this little private circle and it gets hacked and taken and put online, it's not in violation of this.
True. He's right.
Those are my feelings from what I know right now. I don't have all the data. I wish I would like to.
He even said on Timcast, you know,
why did they do the ban?
This is real.
What's all the data? All this.
It's
but
bad.
This is what I got. This is what it looks like.
So,
and I do not like unjust bans on any social network. I want to stand up for people if it happens to them. If it ever happens to me, I hope people stand up for me the same way. And I've been doing this for over 15 years, and I'm going to keep doing it. Now, secondly, there's a video came out of me and Eliza and Adam Krigler and Nishra Allman hanging out at Adam's house. What's up, guys? I don't really like talking about people behind their back, so I'm not going to. I'm going to talk directly to you, Eliza. I love you. What's happening? Hello. Adam, love you.
I mean, he said he loves the quartering, too, so
we,
can't
after
really
the
say
first time we all
anything
hung
about
out
this.
on IRL, me and Eliza, we went down and started drinking whiskey with Adam and Nish, and then we started playing music and partying all night. And we were hugging, me and Eliza, like snuggling on the couch, dancing. I mean, we were both single, and it was nice. It was really great to meet somebody and make physical contact with another human being, a female, from male to female. Like, there was like love and purity. And then we got hammered and we laid on the couch for like 5 hours and talked. And
that was kind of weird. That's stuff you would say like if you met your spouse or girlfriend or fiance or whoever. That was a really weird thing for him to say. I don't know.
Called her friend Amanda and hung out, and it was fun, and then I went to bed. And part of me wanted to just have sex. Like, I was crazy, like, animalistic. Was like, but I care about you, Eliza. Like, I care about a lot.
He admitted
I care
it.
about
all right. That's fair.
The journey, the mission. The waking people up to child sex trafficking is so key. It is so important. And I feel like no matter what happened, who's what, who's fake, who's real, who's got the fucking makeup on, I don't give a shit. When it comes to waking up the human consciousness to child trafficking and the amount of kids that we can prevent from having to go through that kind of thing, or even adults, and save, I respect that mission. And I have a lot of respect for Eliza Bleu for doing that and for continuing to do this.
But It's a noble cause. I mean, nobody can say, you know what, I'm against this person that's against child trafficking. You can't do that and not come off like some sort of weirdo. The problem is if you're misrepresenting yourself for a cause. For instance, Rachel Dolezal. Need I say more? Some people might not know who that is. White lady pretending to be black. Come to find out, just a white lady. You know, no matter how hard she was championing that cause, she was misrepresenting herself as something that she is not. So that's where the problem lies in that.
Personal, I really don't know, Eliza. I don't really know you that well. I mean, we hung out a couple times. I really have a lot of respect for your work and what your continued work in exposing and promoting.
Promoting, yes, but exposing what? What is she exposed? Because
is, without being redundant, so key. But you know, whatever. I thought it was a fun night, and then I've been in a relationship for a year and a half.
So then why did he say that weird stuff about Eliza Bleu if he's been in a relationship for like a year and a half?
I forgot to change the video back.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh my god, I'm such a noob!
I'm trying to stop screaming. There we go.
Sorry. I hope that didn't break the limiter.
Ian is a weird guy.
Is this good enough for you?
Yep.
Do you love me now?
I'm a little weirded
Did
out.
I do it right? Am I okay? I'm almost like mocking insecurity, but I think a lot of people actually think those things. You know, if you're not raised and told that you're okay and that you're enough,
strange
your
video
whole life, then I could imagine that you might be wondering if you're okay and you're good enough. Well, the answer is
you're okay.
You're good enough.
You're good enough. You are a special little butterfly.
Yeah, I look at the dichotomy of life, like
what?
creating public policy and diverting the United States, you know, the liberal economic order into the New World Order to create like a decentralized system of statehood or nationhood where we have localized, centralized government. And then I think of the personal things like the girls I hung out with and slept with and the drama around those people.
How
and
the hell do you go
important.
from anarcho-capitalism to
the humanity?
I think about the chicks that I banged.
What? It's important to talk about
what kind of tangent?
The direction of business and finance and military, but it's also important to talk about people's emotions. And I don't like subjectifying people. I don't like making them or objectifying people. I don't like saying like they are this thing and look at what that. I want to talk to you directly, Eliza.
I can see the
I want
cat
to talk to
in
you
my
directly,
camera.
Brittany. Jeremy, what's happening, brother?
You gonna tell Jeremy
I
you
don't know
love
how
him
you
again?
even got roped into all this bullshit.
I knew it
but
was
really,
like
this is
something.
about Brittany's your unjust ban on Twitter. And I think if we make enough noise about it, they'll give you your account back without you having to take down that freaking tweet.
But okay, yeah, that's all well and good. Give her account back. Jeremy, the quartering, deleted his tweet. He got his back. But there were other people across YouTube. Even now, it's still happening on YouTube. That anything that covers Eliza Bleu is getting just yeeted into the stratosphere by somebody. I'm not going to name names because I don't know. But somebody's doing it. Fair and Balanced put out a video. That didn't even last. Chrissy Mayer, that's another YouTuber. That video didn't last. Videos have gotten deleted. Smaller YouTubers, I think, have even gotten hit.
Maybe the reason I haven't talked about it is because I didn't really know what was going on. And I still, to be honest,
I don't know that I believe that. There is no way in hell that Tim hasn't been talking to his own people about what's happening with this. And there's no way that he doesn't know what's going on. Because I guarantee it. He knows. And for Ian to feign ignorance isn't really that good of an excuse. Because I'm pretty sure the entire Castle, or whatever the hell they call it, knows what's going on by now. I mean, hell, half the internet knows. If not all of it.
It's a lot of hearsay. Like, I watched Brittany's video,
There's been some receipts
explaining it. I watched your video, Brittany, but the it's still like just links out of context, like text and links out of context. So I don't really 100% know what the fuck is going on.
If he truly believes that, then he should read on their own website the not one, but 2 fluff pieces that Cashman has put out that are about the same size as War and Peace. So I don't recommend it. I know other YouTubers have covered it. I'm not going to, because there is no way I'm going to sit there and read through all that word salad that is going to tell you absolutely nothing about what it is that you're interested in, other than, oh, she woke up, she walked out to the car, and then she also had a donut in her hand. And then we got in the car, and then we saw her parents, and then I went home, and Tim told me to not write this article, but I did it anyway. Also, he said that it happened like months ago, even though there's stuff in here that references current events. End article.
So I hope that this shed a little bit of light onto the subject.
No, it didn't.
Maybe you just watch my videos, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. It's nice to talk about stuff in general.
Tim doesn't like talking about stuff. Remember,
plays a song called "Freely" on one of those. Adam, thanks for taking those videos, by the way, because that night was fucking bomb as fuck, dog. And Adam's song "Freely," if you haven't heard Adam Krigler's hot song "Freely," it's out there on the interwebs, and it's really good. I think people have been telling me that, Eliza, that you went above and beyond like what was ethical, and that you went to people at Twitter and you were like, ban them for this.
Okay.
I don't know
now
if that's
we're getting
true,
somewhere.
But if you did, that's not good.
Thank you. Good. Okay. I said it in at least 2 of my videos. That is all anybody wanted Tim to say. That's it. That right there. Ian has more cojones than Senor Beanie. Before anybody says anything, I am half Mexican, therefore I am allowed to speak Spanish. So, don't come for me on that. That's all anybody wanted. That was it. And he had to turn it into this Mount Vesuvius of drama. It was that simple. Ian did it in 11 minutes and 14 seconds while talking about life, metaphysics, the secret of Buddhist meditation, or whatever New Age stuff that Ian is into. Either way, 11 minutes into the video, and he already said what everybody wanted. Just saying.
And is probably even worth coming out and being honest about it if you did it, and apologizing for it and not doing it again.
Yeah.
Because people are going to post embarrassing stuff about us, about me, about you, about everyone. People are going to have embarrassing stuff posted about them, but to set the precedent that we can go back and be like, hey, that thing I did 10 years.
That was kind of suspicious. People are going to post embarrassing stuff about us. Now, he could say that people are going to start creating drama or fabricating information, or maybe, just maybe, there actually is some embarrassing stuff there that Tim doesn't want out, Ian doesn't want out, Krigler doesn't want out, Eliza doesn't want out. Yeah, I mean, there's all speculation, but there's a whole lot of possibilities with that last statement.
Years ago that I agreed to do, that's public, take it down. I don't think that's the way to go. Even if you were under duress when you agreed to it, I just don't think it's the way. I mean, there is an argument for like when someone's in a situation where they're like being trafficked or being imprisoned, and then they start to love, they call it Stockholm syndrome, where
if you were under duress and forced to do something that you are conscious of, you would not let it sit there on the internet for 6 years. You would not have gone on live streams bragging about doing it. You wouldn't have been publicizing this thing. People respond to different things in different ways, but I don't think I've ever met anybody that's gone through the sort of trauma that person is talking about, and we all know who I'm talking about, and then done that. But
start to fall in love with your captor, and you will say like, "Oh yes, this is the greatest thing."
Is he trying to say
this.
that she had
Yes,
Stockholm syndrome with World Star Hip Hop?
But once you're removed, it's like being in a cult. Once you're removed from the situation, you're like, "Yo, that was so fucked up."
She's been removed,
and I was agreeing
for
with
years.
it at the time, but I did not
Why didn't it happen until now?
Agree with it. I get that. That's real. That's real. And if that's what really happened, and then you contacted the people that had uploaded the video and got them to take it down, that's the way to go. And then Brittany's links are Brittany. Then your links are dead links, and the situation is avoided. Now, people texting you, Eliza, on the internet and like constantly talking about her, or see, harassment's a vague term. Internet harassment. It's a challenging thing to administer and to make bans on, because if someone messages you like 50 times or 25 times with links to stuff, that's not really harassment. You can block them. And if they're telling other people about the links, that has nothing to do with you.
He's right. He is 100% right. Being a public figure on the internet is not for everybody. I don't even know if it's for me yet. And I've gained, I don't know, like 100 and something subs in the last 3 days just off of one video. And again, I have had people criticizing me in my comments. But I am the type of person where I just take it in stride, and I'm, as I told somebody earlier, I'm a good sport about shit. You know, you want to make fun of me? Be my guest. You know, this isn't my day job. I get up, I go to work just like everybody else. If I see something happen during the day, like today, I was chomping at the bit to watch this video and like avoid any sort of streamer that was covering it before me, just because I wanted to actually go through this and give, just like I did with Tim, some well thought out responses to whatever it is that Ian had to say. So, you know, like I said, not for everybody, especially when you have such a huge following like Eliza Bleu does, like Tim Pool does, like the Quartering does. Even Brittany Venti has 167,000 followers, subscribers. You know, you're gonna catch some strays every once in a while. I mean, not everybody's gonna like you. I'm not expecting everybody to like me. I only expect one person to like me, and she sits next to me every day when I get home, and that's about it. That's and my parents.
But like I said before, you go to the owner of the link and you get them to take the link down or serve them some legal notice if it's actually illegal. That's the justification route, not trying to smash all these random people that are like trying to communicate.
Yeah, you can't squash public information, especially once it's
although there
once
really
it's out
is
there.
no First Amendment.
It's out there. It's out there.
Analog on social media yet. I think that we will eventually create one. Of course, you know, most social networks have the right to ban anyone at any time for any reason, baked into their terms, which is another part of why I haven't been talking about this.
It's a public,
until you start complaining about
public
those
company
things being
that can
in
do
the
whatever
terms
they
of
want.
service, people get banned. Like, we could all get banned tomorrow and really have no recourse. I think it's technically like a human rights violation for those things to happen, but we need to make...
Salty Cracker just got nuked because he said something that people didn't like. I mean, it's that easy. I mean, all you got to do is piss off a certain section of the internet, and then they can come for you pretty hard. I was planning on streaming Hogwarts Legacy either today or over the weekend. I don't think I'm big enough to draw the kind of crowds that Twitch streamers draw and the sort of vitriol that would come along with it. Personally, I don't care. Even if I did, I'm still gonna play it. But yeah, I mean, if people want to get you, they're going to get you somehow.
Make some noise, change some paperwork, file some laws to ingrain that in society. Until then, we're kind of at the behest of these quasi
tech companies,
private
overlords,
public companies,
Google,
Twitter, Alphabet, Meta.
Yeah. Okay. At least he's
terms of service.
Saying who.
I'm happy to take the conversation further in any given direction. I really care about everybody involved in this stupid fucking thing, but it's important that we go through it publicly.
Yeah.
And maybe we come up.
I wouldn't say it's stupid. I wouldn't say it's a like a catastrophe or, you know, like a something as far as war with Russia and the Ukraine, but it is something that people are interested in right now. People want to know, hey, did this chick lie about being trafficked? People want to know why people were getting censored anytime they even like mentioned her name. It's something that people are interested in. It's not quote unquote news, but it is popular. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be making this video right now. Although I did genuinely was interested in what Ian had to say. If all of this hadn't gone down, this video wouldn't even exist.
On the other side, stronger, better, more coalesced as a society with better laws and better terms. I think
Fair.
That's my ultimate goal. You have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Oh, and if you didn't see, I got a new
Is periodic table of the elements
periodic
for whatever reason
table on my wall. It's about 6 feet long by 4 feet wide.
That's cool.
And every time I look at it, it brings me joy.
Oh, well, that's fair. If, hey, if it makes the man happy, good. I'm surrounded by shit that makes me happy.
Favorite element is, I was going to say carbon, but it could be oxygen. I don't really have one. I mean, what is carbon but 6 hydrogens? Let's be honest. Peace and love. No, it's probably not 6 hydrogens. It's carbon. But, you know, similar weights. Bye.
Oh, Word Bearers video. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to put this back because that does not fit what's going on here. And we'll
I don't understand something about me.
stop.
I'm not.
If
I
I
used
can
to be a
make
drama me.
this stupid YouTube video stop. There we go. All right, we're going to make it one way or the other. Yeah. Just to sum all this up, Ian did in 11 minutes what people wanted Tim to do in under 5. And he did it gracefully. He didn't insult people. He didn't insult the people watching. He wasn't, as Tim likes to call it, drama farming. He was talking about an issue that is happening. And he gave a I say well thought out response. He gave it was a pretty well thought out response to what is going on. That is all people wanted. That's it. So I have to, like I said, I wasn't really a fan of Ian. I think I am now, because that's very impressive. That definitely, you know, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes over there at the compound, but it was a good thing for him to do. I'm glad he did it. You know, it at least we know where Ian stands on all this stuff, and hopefully, like I said, I know Tim gave some half-assed apology earlier. He didn't address any of this stuff at all. All he did was say, "Sorry, Jeremy, I don't want to fight. Have a nice day." And the quartering, being the quartering, was like, "Oh, okay, cool, bro. We're done." I don't buy it. The guy's hemorrhaging viewers. He's losing memberships. He's losing subscribers. I know people are saying, "Oh, 10,000 subs isn't that much." In the grand scheme of things, you start losing a small amount turns into a big amount real quick. And we all know how much Tim loves his money. So, despite how much he says he doesn't, the guy has money. And I guarantee you he doesn't want to lose it. So, there we have it, everybody. Thanks for sitting through this with me. Like I said, just wanted to give my genuine thoughts on this without seeing it somewhere else first. And hopefully we get some answers on the other info. I'm not going to make any more Tim videos unless something crazy happens that absolutely requires my thoughts. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.